Hello.
Hell yeah, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hot.
Let's get it's like there's two of you in the studio. It's like
there's a lot of good hair. There's a lot of good hair going on in this.
This is my husband.
Ooh, spicy.
Hi everyone.
My name is Aaron. Some of you also know me as Small Hands.
And I am Joanna Angel. Welcome to another episode of Just the Tips. What episode number are we?
It doesn't fucking matter.
It matters. What is this, 9?
This is going to be 10.
10. You're on our 10th episode.
Wait, and who are you,
so exciting.
sir?
And
I'm the flesh mechanic.
Ooh.
We have the flesh mechanic on our iconic 10th episode. We've come a long way, Joanna.
We've got a mechanic in the house.
We've got a
We'll
mechanic.
play in a museum sometime.
Yeah. I am sitting in between, I think, two of the most desired men in the industry or the world. The industry. OnlyFans. Two of the most desired men on
don't put that pressure
OnlyFans.
In this room.
Yeah.
Okay, two of the most desired men in this room.
Yeah.
And I'm just I don't
Just
even
wet,
know.
just dripping wet.
No,
aren't you?
and all I'm doing is going to sit and talk to you guys. Like, I feel like
Well, you have had sex with both of them.
I've had sex
true.
with both of you
It's true.
independently, not at the same time. But yes, I have done that. But I feel like I don't know what to do with this right now. I feel like so many women would be envious to be here right now, and I'm just like sitting here.
According to my
like,
Twitter,
with
a lot
clothes
of them
on.
would like to be in between.
Yeah, a lot of them would like to be.
It's it never gets old when I get that positive feedback. You know?
Yeah.
I keep waiting for the day where they're like, "Ew, God, Aaron, that guy again." But so far, we're still got it. Woo!
Yeah, you've got a while before that. It's the tattoos; they keep people.
But you're
young.
also about to get into the category of you're going to go like DILF, like Silver Fox DILF.
All right, so I'm 41.
Yeah.
And
10 years
I've
you're
been trying. I didn't get into porn until I started porn when I was 30.
Okay.
Which, in my mind, that's already somewhat dad-ish age, like
Fair.
young cool dad.
Yeah, I'm 30 now. So
But I never, ever have gotten to really play like dad in a porn. Because I think it's because of the tattoos.
Well,
and,
yeah, we also look the same age. So
Yeah.
it's hard. They're not going to put you
Well,
there.
don't look too hard, buddy. I got a lot of gray hair going on. I have gray chest hair now, too. That's how you know it's real.
That's fair.
There's no turning back.
That's fair.
No turning
That's
back.
fair.
We've
Silver
talked
Fox.
about this before, how Aaron is always forever cast as like the bad,
The bad, like, rebellious young boy.
A stepbrother, not a stepdad.
Yeah,
and he's played many roles as a stepson.
where I was older,
he was older
than my stepmother.
Yeah.
So I would walk on set and be like, okay, I'd get the script. Cool. I'm like a college student today. And I'm like, meanwhile, I'm 35 years old, 36 years old. And I'd look at my stepmom, my talent for the day. I'd say, oh, just out of curiosity, how old are you? And they'd be like, 25. Oh, I'm like 29. I'm like, cool. Hi, Mom. This isn't weird. But I'll take it. I'll take it. Fountain of youth, baby.
You do look very young.
Thank you.
So I actually spoke about this on another podcast, but that's okay. I can repeat myself because it wasn't on this podcast. Mm-hmm. I have a point here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Basically. So flesh mechanic.
Yes.
You are part of this new era of porn. And I am like, I am like envious or in awe of everyone of this new era. And it's very funny because in this new the group of people that have been, kind of come up in the past year or two, a lot of them come, tell me, or Aaron for that matter, like, oh my God, like I look up to you, I learned a lot from you, like, oh, like, they consider us sort of heroes. But then what I always say in response to that, it's like why do you guys look up to me? You're doing so much better. Okay, I'm gonna start again. You're part of this new era where I feel like it's like you beat the system, and it's exciting.
So?
How so? Okay, it's almost like if a bunch of people got to become lawyers, but they didn't have to go to law school and they didn't have to take the bar, but somehow they are much better lawyers than everyone else in the courtroom. That's what I mean. It's like,
interesting analogy.
we had to be on set for a very, very long time and do all these certain things that sort of were just what you had to do in the porn industry to develop a name. And then after that, it's almost like the victory lap of it all, I feel like, is I get to, be on OnlyFans now and have a fan base and masturbate in my bathtub and not have to be on
in someone else's bathtub.
Right, exactly. I can masturbate in my own bathtub. I don't have to masturbate in somebody else's bathtub.
You are crushing it today, Joanna.
Stop it. I'm trying to get a point across.
She's flustered because she's in between the two.
Yes, I'm in between the two of you guys. Anyway, what I'm saying is it amazes me, it fascinates me, and I think it's awesome that there are just a whole new group of people that did not do all the same things that everybody else did in the industry, and you can exist in this sphere and you're killing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you get to be a lawyer and you didn't have to go to law school.
I see your point.
Yeah.
I also see, I think without mainstream, we can't exist as normally, right? Because I think mainstream pornography was like the gateway to like allowing content creators to come in and show their butthole online, right? Because, you think about if it wasn't for mainstream porn getting more regular, normalized in the media, more in mainstream media, whatever,
right?
We couldn't come in and just do OnlyFans. So like I see it as like I came in as a cheat code, but I have all the respect of people that still to this day that do mainstream porn like as like a job.
Right.
That's badass to me. I don't think I can do that. I don't think it's I don't think I've circumvented that. I think me being Canadian and me not having the ability to do mainstream porn, I don't think I could stay hard with a group of people in the room that I'm not having sex with.
It's a different game.
Yeah,
it's a different
100%.
game. And I think what's cool now is this word porn that we like to use, this word industry.
Yeah.
In 2023, there are so many different paths to success and so many different definitions of success. And it used to be there was basically one path to success, which was shoot for all the big companies. And now there's a myriad of options, and you can both get financial success, you can get fame on some level, you can get a lot of these things now by doing your own thing, which is pretty sweet. And I think as someone who's lived in both worlds now, they're just two different types of a path to go on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean one is like more difficult or less than the other or whatever. It's just you got to choose what makes sense for you.
Correct.
And before, we didn't really have a choice. It was this is what you have to do.
Yeah, there was only one way. And I was, Burning Angel, with company.
Ever heard of it?
Yeah. I started, I was the only person in my group of friends that like owned a business. And now everybody owns their own mini businesses, their own entity. Yeah. But still with Burning Angel, it's like I had this small thing, and to grow it into a bigger thing, I needed the bigger entities out there. For sure. But you don't need that anymore. So it's exciting.
You
anyway.
definitely don't need it, but I also see the appeal. I see a lot of OnlyFans people that are successful in their own, and then they go mainstream to do like a publicity stunt.
Take it up a notch, grow the name.
To get their Brazzers scene or to get their whatever.
Totally. I've seen some people do that.
And they jump
some
in
people...
for one. They don't have an agent. They don't have a manager.
Right.
They jump in for one scene direct to company, and then they fuck off again and say, thanks for the millions of views.
Right.
Yeah.
People have options. But to backtrack.
Options are good.
Yeah.
Options are good. I'm happy that there is options, but I also understand the fact that in my opinion, I was able to take a different route on pure luck and understanding of my situation of film and television beforehand too.
Yes.
So I learned how contracts work. I learned how an agent works, how a manager works. I learned how a set works. I learned, you name it, I knew it. So when I got into porn, I was like, wait, that's the thing I want to avoid. That's the thing I'm moving away from. Right. So I almost stayed away from mainstream anything. Like I had contract offers, I had studio offers, I had agents saying, hey, we'll set you up with a visa and all this stuff.
Right.
And I just said, I'm just going to
I'm going to do this,
my own thing.
do your own thing.
Yeah. So I know that world intimately. So I think I've had my experience and knowledge to know that that's not the way I want to go with the way I'm doing my life.
Right.
But like you said, I wouldn't say it's better. It's just completely different. Like,
Yeah.
I actually, if I'm being totally honest, I to this day still prefer working for studios. I love OnlyFans. I love my fans. I love, that element of it. But I like walking onto a set and my only job is to fuck.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about cutting up clips, doing promo, fucking posting at 3 times a day. I hate all that shit.
Totally.
I hate it. I don't like doing it. I just want to be the guy who fucks.
100%.
And with a studio setup, that's all you're there to do. You don't got to think about footage or, like all the things that a content creator needs to do. And, and I do it, but like I have a lot of respect for, full on like successful content creators because I know how much work outside of the sex it takes to get this shit off the ground and to make it a real thing.
For sure.
And sometimes I just go like, man, I just want to go on a set and have someone just tell me what to do, point in that direction. And then when I leave, I got the check and I'm done. Like I don't have to think about it ever again if I choose to.
Totally.
So while I do both, I am kind of I got love for the studio stuff.
And totally.
I also like a big production. I like, big cameras and lights and it to look like a movie.
Yeah.
As much as I love like, grimy phone footage, there's an element of like that kind of big Hollywood production almost that I really love about shooting for Brazzers and like the big studios. So it's kind of like a mixed bag for me at this point, but I do still like, maybe it's because I'm like of the old guard at this point, but I prefer studio work, if I'm being honest, to OnlyFans.
I sometimes do miss making big movies. And on the occasion that I do go back to Los Angeles and I'm in someone else's like big production, I'm like, oh, that was fun. But I like just doing it a few times a year. And I mean, I guess the one thing I just didn't like, living in Los Angeles.
We can both agree on that.
I didn't like living in Los Angeles. And so what I love about OnlyFans is like the freedom that you don't have to be confined to a place and you don't have to be with the same sort of group of people all the time and you can kind of go off the rails. But whatever. I could talk about that forever. Anyway, let's backtrack a little bit and tell everyone, how'd you get started? Who are you? For the people that don't know you, who are you? How'd you get started? Are you a mechanic?
I build
Where does the name Flesh? You do?
I do.
Oh.
I would say on the non-mechanical level, like if an engine's broken, don't call me. But like, paint jobs and dicking around, swapping parts, shit like that I can do. So I'm like...
That's very sexy. I think mechanics are really hot.
Is that where you pulled the name from?
No. So actually, a friend of mine was a doctor. And this is when I was playing semi-pro hockey. And she would always call me names like you're a goon and you're whatever because I fought a lot in my hockey career. And she'd always have like the nicknames of, meathead, whatever. So finally one time I was like, you're just a flesh mechanic. So like it was
it was like meant to be an insult
as a doctor, right? So like there's like bone saw is another thing for doctors. So I was just like thinking of like doctors and it just popped in my head. I was like, you're a flesh mechanic. And she was like, don't ever call me that again. And then I was like, and I even said, and this was probably, like 8 years ago. And I was like, that'd be a good porn name though. And she was like, that would be a good porn. And it was always there. And even when I got into film and television, I always wanted to be the first, and this was like my pipe dream. I wanted to be the first A-list Hollywood actor that says, fuck acting, I want to do porn. Right. I wanted to do that before I even started acting. I was like, that'd be so cool.
It was your goal to get into acting, to say fuck you to acting?
100%. And don't get me wrong, I loved acting, but I hate being told what to do. I hate being told, you got to be here at this time, shut the fuck up, sit down for 6 hours. We only need you for one scene, but you're still showing up at 6 a.m. to get hair and makeup and sit in your trailer all fucking day. Blah, 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 blah. And it would drive me insane.
I mean, an actor's life is like 90% being told what to do.
Yeah. Most people's life, 90% is being told what to do.
Hurry up and wait, right? That's the that's the hurry up and wait is what they say to you. Get all ready, get ready, and then we might use you at the end of the day,
right?
And then sometimes they don't.
And then in editing, you're cut from the scene.
Don't even get me started on that. Yeah. So, and then it just got to the point where I just kind of said, yeah, fuck it, and I want to jump in. And so when I got into film and television acting, like I said, it was always the plan to
So the plan was always to get into film and television, to say fuck you, to go do porn. That's so funny.
I wanted to I wanted to be the first person that normalized porn because I wanted to establish myself as a film and television actor first, and then be like, I'm going to switch to porn, and then I'm going to do both. Because nobody does both at the A-list
does
level.
both. Yeah,
and then I had thought, I was like, that would be such a cool, like, I want that to be my legacy. And then
until you did some porn and you're like, well, I want
to do it now.
Yeah.
I kind of did. I mean, not with intention, but before porn, I was in bands. I played in a lot of bands. Yep. And as my porn career grew, I was like, I want to be the first guy who's a actual touring musician to be an A-list porn guy and continue to do music seriously, which is, and I still do. I mean, I my band Soft Faith, we drop songs all the time. I DJ all over the city, and I still fuck. And I think that's like, I think more than anything, I just wanted to show that you don't have to just do one thing. Like, as well-rounded, interesting humans, there's no reason why you can't fuck good and do something else good.
If anything, I think, especially nowadays, if I see a DJ or a designer or a painter and they also do porn, I'm twice as intrigued to find out their art, because I'm like, I can watch this person have sex and I can also listen to the art that comes out of their brain. That's all. If I'm like wearing a t-shirt line of a girl that like does fucking anal gangbangs, I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to wear that t-shirt line. So to me, I always looked at mainstream pornography ever since I started watching porn. I was like, those people have it figured out. Those people, in my opinion, have like a life hack on the world. They have sex for money on camera.
That's fucking smart.
They just get to do whatever the fuck they want. And I always felt like when I got into film and television acting, everyone was afraid. They were afraid to say something and afraid to do something and everyone is this cookie cutter person because they know the producers, directors, they want you to be a vanilla, no personality, no nothing.
Don't make waves.
Don't even fucking don't even get in the pool.
Don't make a sound.
Don't even get in the pool, let alone a wave. And I always found that I was like, I'm not like that.
It always bothered me, which I've learned early on in my porn career, that the mainstream, that the Hollywood, whatever you want to call it, film industry just looks down on porn so much.
Yeah.
And
even though every actor wants to be a porn star.
Yeah. And also like there's so much talent in the porn industry. I mean, you haven't worked on the mainstream sets, but like there's
a lot of good actors.
There are so many good actors, and like the actors in Hollywood would never be able to survive. Actors in porn are given like 30-page scripts, and we have to shoot these movies in like 3 days. The 100%. Camera guys, the makeup artists, like we're all working on 1/8 of the budget
it's the same
that
thing.
they have in Hollywood, and we're able to produce good stuff and churn stuff around pretty fast.
My little diss to Hollywood is usually I say something along the lines of, look, if you put me and George Clooney in a room, we can both read dialogue, we can both memorize scripts. He could probably pretend to make love, but guess who can do it for real? Right here.
Fair.
And it's in front of everyone, and it's after I just did all that script reading in half the time on half the budget.
Yeah.
And there's nothing,
way less than half the budget.
But it's funny because it's like, I can do everything you can do, but you can't do everything I can do. Ha ha, gotcha.
And I agree.
Yeah,
and anytime, the few times I've been able to be on a mainstream set, it's funny how in porn we call everything that's not a porn mainstream, but the few times it's music videos, like I had whatever, small roles on little things here and there. The first thing I always notice, I'm like, everything is so inefficient. Like in porn, like everything runs so efficiently, for the most part. Anyway, a lot of wasted money, so many extra people on set that don't need to be there.
Hours
many
and hours of nothing happening.
Many hours of nothing. I mean, that does kind of happen on a porn set too, but it's still just, there's not like, you'll never find like 50 people just sitting around, everybody's kind of doing like something. And we don't have the money for that.
The decisions in porn are much more straight to the point.
Yes.
And it's, we're doing this, and then we're doing this, and then we're doing this.
And then we're going home.
When on a movie, for example, especially if you're like on a movie where they kind of have an idea, especially comedies, they'll jump and they'll be like, what would be funny? Let's do this. And then you have, 60 fucking people being like, wait, whoa.
Right.
You got to tell the special effects guy, you got to tell
And then
camera
you
to
gotta
light,
tell-
we're
yeah.
lighting from the complete, you got to tell the props guy that we need a fucking car back there. You can't just, but the producer's like, that's what we're doing. So good fucking luck.
6 hours later, you're finally getting maybe the first take.
6 hours later, they've decided, okay, yes, we will do that. Because they'll go off and they'll have a little tangent. I did a movie once. They shot it in front of a high school. And they had the special effects guy, shout out to Glitch, they had the special effects guy line it with snow. And then an hour later, and I'm talking, we got a dump truck 3 times that morning. They hand shoveled snow. So it looked like it was wintertime.
Right.
An hour later, they go,
like,
can you get rid of all that snow?
Oh my God, that would never happen.
And then the guy
in
goes, "What the
porn.
fuck are you talking?"
It's
about?
like,
He
no,
goes,
we
gonna
don't
take
have that
us-
kind of.
We were hoping it would melt here. This is going to take us days and days. We're
Are
going to
you
have
kidding?
to. No, they didn't even give. They're like, well, start, and then if you can't. So he had to hire his whole team to get on it.
Such a waste of money. I'm
you
like
had
getting anxiety
you
thinking
had
of the money
grips
being
shoveling
wasted.
snow. They're throwing it onto the sidewalk to hope it melts fast. Oh yeah. And the producer's like, and then 2 hours later, after they've got all this manpower, and they go, yeah, you guys probably aren't going to be able to do that. Let's do something else. And then the producer walks off like nothing. And we're just like, what the fuck?
That's just like throwing money in a trash can. Okay, so whatever. Acting. All right, let's fast forward. Then what made you decide to? I don't know how you got started. For you, you came up to me at a convention. I was like, "Who's this handsome guy?" And you were like, "Oh, I shoot OnlyFans. If you ever want to shoot something, let me know." And I was like, who is he?
See,
and
you played that off well because I was like, she doesn't.
I was like, all right, whatever.
I gave you a sticker,
it was like I didn't know who you were, but then the second I heard your name, I couldn't stop hearing your name. So, and I always know that's when somebody's doing something. So what made it?
Okay, so the condensed story. My brother died, and I was a film and television actor, and I'd been a film and television actor for 3.5 years full time. So it was something that I really dove into. It was my life. I was an actor. People saw me, oh, that's
Right.
Bradley the actor. That was my identity. That was everything. Even though in the back of my mind, I was always like, I don't just want to be the actor. I kind of want to do whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
And then, brother passed away mysteriously, middle of the night. It was an infection that infected his. Also,
I'm so sorry.
if anyone vapes THC, that's one of the main reasons he died. So if you vape THC, it'll coat your lungs with a film.
I quit that shit
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
So his official death cause was sepsis and pneumonia. So sepsis is basically like a full body blood infection, and pneumonia is obviously an issue with your lungs. So this issue with his lungs was exacerbated by the fact that he had this film, and they couldn't understand what it was. And then they were like, "That's fucking THC." And then they asked, "Does he smoke weed?" Well, he didn't. He started vaping a
Using the pens,
year before. A year before
God.
because it helped him sleep.
This is petrifying.
So he started vaping. So I have so many friends that don't vape anymore because of this story. But so my brother died.
Ooh,
and
please
I remember
don't vape anymore, Aaron.
And I
I
remember
just said I quit like 2 years ago.
and I remember when I saw my brother's body, I saw death. And I had seen death, through a third party, whatever. I lost a grandma. I never saw her body. When I saw my 29-year-old brother's dead body,
I'm so sorry.
I was like, holy shit, that just fucking happens. You just die and it's over. And obviously I do believe in the afterlife. I believe he's somewhere else. I've done enough psychedelics. I know he's with me. I saw death and it completely changed my perspective of life. And I went, it can just end. So why the fuck do I not do every single thing I want to do every day? And then I said, what am I going to do tomorrow? And I was able to get out of bed a little bit. And I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want. He would want me to do whatever I want too. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then COVID was like, I think 6 days after my brother died, we had the first lockdown. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? The world shut down. And I was like, okay, so obviously we're not fucking working.
Yeah.
So a year goes by and we basically do nothing, right? We're all stuck inside. And I'm starting to, and I go, I kind of want to fucking do my own thing. And one of my friends, shout out Pandora Sky, she said, I'm going to start an OnlyFans. I want to do porn. She had talked about doing porn for years and years and years. She wanted to do porn so bad. And I was like, you're not going to make any money. Like, there's no money in that. Like, that's a joke. Like, don't even waste your time. And then she said, no, seriously, like, do it with me. Be my stunt cock. Like, be in the videos. Like, help me make videos. And I was like, well, we have a bunch of videos from us just having sex in our personal lives. You can't see my face, can't see my tattoos because we did this as I was an actor.
Right.
So it's like, I never we didn't have sex tapes or anything. We had like us doing anal in a
POV
swamp.
stuff,
Yeah, all of it. I'd wear a
Personal
long sleeve
stuff.
shirt. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd wear a long sleeve shirt and I'd say whatever. And then, so
But
we
they were
started
just for
doing that.
fun.
Yeah, totally. And I said, you have my permission to sell. And then she
Okay.
said, get on board, like help me learn how to market, learn how to do that. And I said, fuck it. I got nothing else to do. And this sounds really fun. So I said, let's do it. So we jumped in her first month. I won't get into specific details, but I projected we were going to make about $2,500. With all the research I'd done, I was like, I think you'll make $2,500 a month, which will, help you with whatever.
Yeah.
Long story short, she made $2,500 in like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And I was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So both of us were like, okay, like let's focus on this. And then other friends of hers hired me to help. And then it was just like, and then it got to the point where like my acting agent would call me and they'd be like, hey, can you come? And I'd be like, not really.
I'm booked, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
busy.
I'd be like, not really. Like,
busy.
yeah, like don't get me wrong,
So
the
you
acting
were
job's
doing stuff on other girls' pages, like in
correct.
in
Yeah.
Canada.
So I was a stunt
Okay.
cock for like 6 people for the first like 2.5 years. And I would just
And were you
they'd
showing
say-
your face at that
No,
point?
nothing.
Okay, so you still-
completely
okay.
anonymous. Completely
Okay.
anonymous. So then
And were they paying you or anything?
Yeah. So I would then get into the point where I would be so jealous that these people had so much life freedom.
Right.
And I would see that and I would think, I got to go to set. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm doing Netflix shows. Like I'm having a great
Right,
time.
still cool,
Yeah.
right.
But I would go to set feeling like I had this like dirty little secret. And I'd meet actors and I'd
did.
hang out on set and I'd be like, I'm not one of you guys. And I'd make a friendship with an actor, but I'd know if you knew what I really did, you would, for you, the sake betterment of your career, you'd never talk to me again.
Right.
So how can I become
So
friends with
weird.
you? Well, it makes
why?
sense though, right? Well, 'cause I'm on the internet pounding girls in the asshole.
No, I know, but why would they not want to be your friend?
Because they can't be associated with that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Of course it does. If you're trying to figure out about somebody, producers will deep dive on your Instagram. They'll deep dive on everything. And they go, you're following a guy that's fucking girls in the ass on the
makes
internet?
no sense.
Well, it makes no sense to us.
Yeah,
but
it makes
for the,
no sense
but
to me.
Because
Yes.
we got it figured out.
Right.
So, and then finally, I met a couple friends from Texas. Shout out to Dread Mama and Danny. I met a couple friends. They were the most level-headed, normal people that I felt at the time that did porn.
Mm-hmm.
They were just the most regular, cool, chill people. And I was like, wait, you guys like just like totally show your face and do porn? And they're like, yeah, fuck, who gives a shit? And I was like, that's a good point. And then another friend of mine in Ottawa, we were sleeping together. Actually, we were just sleeping together casually.
Okay.
And it wasn't a porn girl. It's just a friend I had met through Bumble, whatever. And we were having a fantastic time. And I told her about what I do. I said, this is what she goes, I want to do that. And I went, what do you mean you want to do that? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, well, why don't you just like fully do it? And I was like, well, come on here. And then I was like, well, because other people would, and then other people would judge me, and then other people would. And she goes, I hear a lot of other people.
Right.
She's like,
Yeah.
you give a fuck about what other people think? She's like, the Brad I know doesn't give a fuck about what other people think. And I was like, you're fucking right. I'm completely handcuffing my entire life of what I want to do because of other
Based
people.
on the perception of
Right. Yeah.
others.
Producers, directors, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's also easy to like, quote, not give a fuck until potentially your career could get sidelined.
Correct.
And that's why I think a lot of the actors and stuff maybe wouldn't want to associate. It's not because they personally are like, oh, you're a fucking trash human. It's
Yeah.
because they don't want to fuck with anything that might derail their
Exactly.
ascent.
Exactly.
And especially in entertainment, if that's what you're gunning for and that's what you want, it has to sort of become all encompassing.
Totally.
And so you don't ever want to do anything that would sway from this
Totally.
rise to
Yeah.
the top. And what that does though is it creates a whole culture of people who shut the fuck up, never say what they actually think, don't have an opinion of their own, don't make waves.
Yep.
They get in line and then hope that will lead them to some sort of success. And I think what's cool now, and you, Flesh, are proof, is the world has changed. The game has changed.
Very.
And now, not only is it so, I mean, porn is mainstream now. It's pop culture.
100%.
It's undeniably as fucking famous as Walmart or whatever.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
But now, I think like we are kind of in the cool kids club at this point.
100%.
Like,
You guys have always been there.
well,
You really have.
I don't know about that.
You really have.
but now it's celebrated on a level that even when I first got in the business, I didn't see it
It's changed a lot.
I mean, me and Joanna,
yeah.
we're so fortunate that we have, incredible fans. And, it's more than just like, oh, you're hot, I like your dick. Now we get people coming up and saying, you've opened my eyes about sexuality. I didn't think I could be such a dirty whore, and it's so much fun. Or a guy coming up to me and saying, hey man, like I'm like a different kind of masculine now because of the movies I've watched and your performance. And so I think that nowadays it's like we're kind of rock stars.
100%. 100%.
And I'm here for it. I always wanted to be a rock star.
There you go. You're fucking there, man. For sure you're there. You guys know. You're both there. You've both been such an impact of, and you talk about change. Like, obviously I wasn't around when you guys like made the original like alt porn. Like, I wasn't around for that, of course. But still, I remember seeing that and being like, those people are fucking cool. Like, they just do whatever the fuck. They're going against the, don't get a tattoo, don't do that. They're just going against everything. And to me, I always felt like, for better or worse, I always was going against stuff, even by accident. I just didn't like to follow the herd. I didn't like to get in line. I want to be me. I don't want to do what everyone else has to do.
Speaking of you being you and not following the herd, I actually have a very important question. How did the look come about? Where the mustache?
Do you ever wear a shirt?
Yeah, like
I just want to know. Do you
this.
ever wear like a full shirt? You live in Canada. It's very cold there, and I have not seen you. Like, does it stay unopened in the wintertime?
There's no buttons on this.
There's no buttons on any
None of my
shirts.
shirts have no.
all the shirts flesh buttons.
Oh, I mean, like, I can just see
clips the buttons off of them.
I could just see it's the wintertime in Canada, and you have like a big puffy coat, and it's just open.
Still open chest.
It's just still
100%.
open. Never.
Did you ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so the line that Randy says is, "I don't wear shirts, Mr. Leahy." So I'll put that in right. I don't wear shirts.
You don't
Mr.
wear
Leahy.
shirts.
No.
Doesn't matter how cold it is.
No.
Respect.
Yeah, no.
I love the look, I gotta say.
Thank you.
It's a killer look.
It kind of happened by accident. I'll be honest.
What? Like the buttons fell off your shirt?
No. No.
A gust of wind blew that shirt open, and he's never been the same.
No, it just kind of, I've always liked these type of shirts. But I always, the joke is that I was never cool enough to support the look I wanted to have.
To rock that, like.
That's right. Because like, even so, for example, I bought 2 pinky rings recently. Okay. And I had said, I'm not cool enough to wear them
I don't see you wearing them.
Exactly.
You're not cool
He's
enough?
not there.
I'm
yet.
not cool enough.
He bought
Do you
them.
want us to tell you when you are? Do you want me to call you and be like, I think it's pinky ring time?
Oh, no. I'll feel it in my
So when I see a
open
pinky
shirted
ring on your
chest.
You're like, oh, he leveled up.
So wait, is it
right.
sitting in a box like
Pretty
do
much.
not open
Yeah,
until cool?
Pretty much. It's made out of a bullet and a nail.
That is that's like a lot of pressure on a pinky ring.
That's right. It's no joke. When you switch up, like, I'm now wearing sunglasses inside.
It's true. I'm
I'm taking
bold
risks today.
it's dedication.
That's right. I'm taking risks.
So how many girls do you think you've fucked in the last year?
What day is it?
I don't.
What month is it?
It's the end of July.
Yeah, it's like August.
So we're over halfway through the year.
I would say, realistically, I probably would say on average, because I do go home, so it's not as crazy. So I'd say on average, I
You go
sleep.
home. What do you mean?
Well, I live in Canada.
Right.
So when I'm in Canada,
Okay.
I'm not
But
meeting
you
new
fuck-
girls.
Okay.
Yeah, but not new girls.
Okay.
I film with my core group of
Right,
homies,
right.
right? Like when I go to LA and Vegas and Miami, whatever, I'm meeting. Well, now I kind of just shoot with my own, but
Yeah.
realistically, it'd probably be if you cut it all up, probably 4 girls a week would
Okay.
be probably an average if I really spread it out over the year, because there's days where I do 4 a day and then there's weeks where I do nobody. So
Yep.
I think if you kind of, cut it up. Yeah.
That's a good, healthy number.
That's a good, healthy number.
4 a week.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
That's solid.
I mean, I got to say a lot. I mean, a lot of my friends are, retired, or they only do solos on their OnlyFans or whatever. And all my older friends in the industry who haven't done a porn in years, when they saw that I worked with you, message me, and they're like, I think I want to get back in the industry just to fuck that guy. And these are girls that never say anything like that.
Can you name
ever?
drop? Can you name drop one?
I'm not going to name it.
Give me
on the
one.
air. I'm not going to name it on the air. You know one.
Give me-
I
We
told
had
you.
we had dinner
I
with
can't
him.
say it on
I'm
the
pretty
air.
excited
We're
about
not
2 of
saying
them,
it. Yeah,
actually.
because I'm not going to say it on the air. That's
Yeah, legends. That'd be an internet breaker. Yeah.
Yes, legends.
What do you think
But
it
yeah,
is?
what do I think of?
Yeah,
of
I want to
my
pick your
friends
brain.
want to.
Yeah, what do you think? But why am I? Because in my opinion, I'm extremely fucking normal.
What?
I don't see myself as anything out of the ordinary from life. Like
Well,
maybe it's a Canadian thing. Man, I don't think
It's a Canadian.
but people say.
I mean, you're a
people wanna-
handsome guy.
Sure,
I don't
but there's fucking millions of handsome guys.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
millions
but-
of handsome guys in the industry.
But like I said, I think most of us are used to sort of the same people that come from the same, that are cut from the same.
Porno cloth.
You're like the new mysterious guy that nobody knows where he came from. And, you know, like it's almost like even if there's a guy that is super hot and everybody is excited about in porn, in LA, in the mainstream studio world, after like 6-7 months, like he's fucked everyone, you know what I mean? And people might still be excited, but it's like different, you know, like, and everybody knows everything about each other there. There's gossip about everyone. Everybody knows who the other one's dating. Like you've got like mystery, and it's very hard to be mysterious in the porn industry.
Strange.
What?
I think I'm just very strange.
Well, yeah, that.
But not even like in a good way. I just think I'm just like a weirdo that nobody understands. And that's like, oh,
he's guy. People like, hey, fuck. You also are always like flipping girls upside down.
Fair.
I mean, this is porn, so I think at its core, you fuck well.
You fuck well.
I try my best.
You're handsome, and nobody really knows anything about you. So it's like a mixture of everything. There's a lot of handsome people that fuck well, but everybody knows everything about them.
Fair.
And there's not. You know, there's always new girls in the industry. There's not always new
I was
guys.
told that about like a up and come. I was kind of given like I said, I know. So we talked about this a couple nights ago. I know nothing about mainstream porn and how it works. I really don't.
Cool.
Like I know mainstream film and television, but I don't know anything about. So when I learn about like the ins and outs of males in mainstream porn, like to me, it's like a no-brainer that he's like the fucking best. So, but when it was like, I would meet people that'd be like, oh yeah, like you're like a young, or you're like a different version of so-and-so and so. And I'd be like, that's the fucking coolest compliment I've ever gotten in my entire life. But I never really understood that like, that was something the industry wanted.
Yeah.
Like I've never tried to like, ooh, I'm going to be like small hands, or I'm going to be like
that's a good thing. You should,
fair.
But it doesn't matter
nobody
should
try to be.
It doesn't matter what the
because if you're a
industry
carbon
wants,
copy of
though.
somebody, you're just going to put your.
I also think there's cooler people to aspire to be.
But I mean, you've developed your own fans, and you just have to make them happy. It doesn't matter what the industry wants or doesn't want, because you don't.
I think I'm also a firm believer in if I make myself happy, that everything else comes.
That's very zen of you.
And I don't really care.
It's very
like
zen.
I get I get a lot of praise online, which makes me cry literally monthly. I'll probably have a little cry of how grateful I am. But you know, like everyone else, right? I'll get the death threats, and I'll get the this and the that, and religious people telling me.
And the bigger you get, the more it happens.
Yeah, which is something to me I've kind of noticed that.
But people, I think, are more mean to
for sure.
women, you know, than they are men.
Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume so.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that if I go to bed every night feeling like I did everything I could to be a good man, I don't give a shit what people on the internet say about me. I don't care if someone says I'm this and I'm that and I'm this, good or bad. If I don't feel it because of my actions, I don't care. You could say right now, you both could sit down here and call me a piece of shit for 3 hours straight on this podcast.
You piece of shit.
I would be bummed out for sure. Obviously, these messages.
That would be a really weird podcast.
Some people pay extra for that.
Yeah,
We're just
it's true.
berating you.
Yeah, maybe I'm trying
It's
to,
true.
you know,
Some
come on,
people
guys.
pay
Give me
extra for that.
no more compliments. Switch it around. But I felt like if I did everything I could to try my best to be a good man, that's all I want to be. You could take away my porn career. You could take away my money. You could take away the praise I get, the publicity I get. You could take away it all. If I can look myself in the eye as I'm brushing my teeth before bed, and I can go, you did everything you could today to be a good man. I don't give a fuck. You could throw everything else out the fucking window.
It's not a bad life mantra.
It's helped me, and it's
Very
new.
peaceful.
It's
God,
new for
so
me.
much peace in here.
Honestly, I'd say my brother's death was a huge.
That's a life-changing
It really
event.
did, and people
I
always say like,
understand.
"Oh, it'll always, you know, you'll never be the same. You'll never be the same." Fucking good. I don't want to be the same.
Yeah.
I don't like who I was before. I would always
understand.
try and impress people, and I'd try so hard to make people laugh, and I'd try so hard to girls to want to fuck me, and I'd try and be the coolest guy, and whatever. I'd always try. And then I was like, I'm going to try for myself. I'm not going to try. I don't give a fuck. If, like I said, anyone can say anything they want about me, good or bad. I love hearing the good stuff. I don't like hearing the bad stuff. But realistically, at the end of the day, my own opinion of myself is all I give a shit about. Which brings me to my next question.
Oh.
Because it is something I deal with, and I feel like I deal with it well. And I feel like at the end of the night, I can brush it off. but it still fucking punches me in the gut sometimes. How do you deal with the fucking hate?
Oh, wait, you just said you don't care.
You're right. I don't. But it still gives you
a human.
It still gives you the gut punch. It gives me the gut punch, and then I have to go
from like internet
anything.
hate?
What if it's okay? Let's say it's a fellow performer.
Yeah, I mean, I've been upset, over the years, but that could happen in any group of people when I've like found out like, people who I thought were friends of mine actually don't like me. I mean, that hurts no matter what.
Of course.
But whatever, that's a whole other thing. But on
there's
the
two
internet,
different levels of internet hate too. There's people your peers, or even like fans.
Yep.
Like, oh, I was a fan and now I'm so disappointed. And then there's just like radio chatter, just fucking static.
Yeah.
I listen to all the hate. I mean, a lot of it is just when, somebody's like, you're ugly. A lot of that's stupid. But sometimes I will be like, okay, I'm getting a little constructive criticism. Maybe I do need to change this. Maybe I
try and do that for sure.
If a bunch of people are saying the same thing, like I don't think I'm perfect. So sometimes I'll just take some of the hate and be like, take it as nice constructive criticism to put in the back of my head.
I like that.
And maybe, maybe I'll listen and maybe I'll change. And sometimes you can tell somebody just wants to be mean. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like if my career just keeps going in the right direction and my numbers are growing and my, my followers and my bank account and whatever, I mean, that's ultimately what I care about.
Because obviously it's a lot different for a guy as well, right?
I have been extremely fortunate, and I hope this stays this way. I don't get much hate from anyone. And I don't really know what to I don't know what to attribute that to, or maybe I'm just so busy I don't see it. Maybe it is going on, but I think maybe part of that is, like I said, if it's just online chatter from just fucking randoms, trolls. Yeah, I'm busy. I don't got time to even care. It's not real.
Yeah,
maybe if it's like someone who I personally know and they're like, oh, you disappointed me in this, then I'll take a minute and be like, fuck, okay, like like. I'll delve into it a bit more, but I just tune it out, to be honest, and just act. I call it like I act like, what would Jay-Z do? He's up here. Jay-Z's big time. He ain't gonna be worried about the ants on the street talking shit, whatever. The only time he'll even break his stride is if it's someone important, a peer. You know what I mean? Like so. I kind of always just think to myself like, it's not even worth my energy or my time to even breathe in that direction. I'm aware of it peripherally, but I just, and like you, Joanna, like you said, Joanna, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
the success doesn't
just
lie.
Keep going.
Yeah,
and a good indicator, especially in entertainment across the board for success, is when people are talking shit, talking good. They're talking. The worst thing, I think, the absolute fucking worst thing you can do as a porn performer is put yourself out there, put your body out there, put everything out there, and have it just be crickets, silence.
Yeah.
No one watched, no one cared. You don't even exist. If people are talking shit, that means you elicited some kind of a response where they took some effort to type the shit or say the shit. And for me, I'm like, cool, I got you. I'm doing a little something to you,
Interesting.
And so I kind of just view it like that, like, cool. That means you're talking about me. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
I like that too. I like that. Because that's very new for me. So
I mean, if nobody, for a while I had no hate, but I was like, I thought there was something wrong with me. I was like,
where are the haters?
Yeah, where are they? How come I don't have any haters? And as I got more successful, I started to gain some haters. So
because I think I
see
like
it as a thank you. It's like a rite of passage.
Everyone is excited to see someone come up, but then once you're up, it's like
the fall.
Yeah, well, of course. That's so I feel like I'm right there where now I'm starting to hear some chatter. People being like, fuck that guy. He's fucking whatever, full of shit, whatever they want to say. But I feel like that's probably the only, of course. Yeah. And like I said, I really, at the end of the day, I sleep just fine. I don't fucking care. But I'm more curious of like other people's way about it, right? Because like I said, everyone deals with it. If you put yourself out there on the internet, no matter what you do, people are going to talk shit. That's the end of the line. If you make a TikTok about your golf simulator in your basement, people are going to start talking about how fucking shitty your swing is and you're a fucking loser and you wasted all that money. they're going to talk shit no matter what you do. You could like those charity podcasts or YouTubers that go out and help as many people as possible. Like, read the comments.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
you're fucking like. So,
you're only doing this for attention.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, they still did it.
and that's
still helped people
that's the
that
thing
day.
that I feel
Yeah.
like is the biggest mind boggle to me. Because to me, and there was Kazumi just did a post about this recently where she had said a lot about like what she thinks you should do when somebody blows up out of nowhere. You've been doing it for 10 years and someone blows up in a year. How should you feel? And she really broke it. And I was reading, I was like, that's so interesting. But I had just felt like when I started to get the hate was probably, well, obviously like it was right away, you know, you get little things here and there, but I would read so much because I had so little traction. So if I'd get 10 comments and one of them was go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. And I'd be like, the fuck happened
so
there?
weird,
What
yeah.
the fuck? Everyone else is being nice to me. Why is this person not? So at first, because in my world, if I see something I don't like or that's negative or whatever, the last thing I'd even think about doing is writing a negative comment.
Right, you just move on.
Yeah, to me it's a scroll or it's a click away or that's not for me. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, that's
like so.
if it wasn't, that's what the internet.
But so that's
people
is
do,
I have
you know?
I cannot relate in any way, shape, or form to a hater, as they say. It makes no sense. If I see someone doing super well, that's even in my category. If I saw a guy tomorrow, mustache, floral shirt, short shorts, fucking orange glasses, I'd be like, cool.
That's
Like,
going
is
to be
this-
my next look. I'm going to start growing my stash out.
I'd be like, cool. Like maybe this is like going to be like a look that like everyone kind of whatever. But to me, to go and be like, fuck this guy, he's ripping off. Like I don't. It's just.
It's also usually a reflection of
course,
insecurities
yeah.
from them.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially if it's coming from another male, I'm like, okay, guy, you're just fucking jealous. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even like whatever, buddy. Like enjoy your life. Like I'm not tripping.
A friend gave me the Austin Powers quote of women want him and men want to be him. They're like, you're always going to get hate if you're in those two categories. And I was like, interesting. But
We'll take it. A little hate comes with the game, you know.
and I actually just had said that recently. I said, without one, you can't appreciate the other. So I was like, I got to take the hate comments and the death threats as
Yeah.
like, okay, then I can appreciate the
exciting.
nice things even more.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I always found that part super interesting.
Should
just
we
keep going.
we like hate on someone's dick?
Yeah. So speaking of
of
hate,
hate.
yeah.
You were
So
gonna, yeah, I don't know what I should ask. Is this podcast not safe for work? Where do you put this?
well, we can put this. You are going to see the penis. You are very fortunate where you can see the
Fucking
penis.
right.
But when this goes on
For
YouTube,
free.
there will be something on top of the penis.
They'll put an eggplant emoji
Okay,
or
okay.
whatever.
And we also have, so we're gonna look at the penis and we're going to give it a rating. We can, I mean, you guys are
We're gonna weigh in
professionals
on it,
with.
yeah.
We're gonna weigh in on it. And then I actually had good friends of mine. Well, new friends of mine, I'll say. Sorry, let me think. And then I had Ian and Jordan, two well-known comedians. I was just on their podcast, Bein Ian with
We're rating
Jordan.
celebrity dicks?
No,
but
they also the
other
celebrities
are going to weigh
the
in
celebrities
with
are
us.
weighing in on the dicks.
Oh, I get
yeah,
it.
the celebrity comedians, because so in addition to us weighing in on the dick, we're going to have professional comedians
So now
weigh in
instead
on the
of just
dick.
Joanna,
So they're going to get professionally made fun of. I mean, that's like amazing for somebody who wants to get made fun
I'm
of.
supposed to make fun of her? Can I be honest? What if
I want you to be honest.
You know what?
I
What if
want
it's
you to be
beautiful?
honest.
What if it's beautiful?
Then just say what is in your heart, Flush.
Love it.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm
Yeah, so
pulling
let's
that
pull up the
guys.
penis. I want you to just be honest.
Give us the dick.
Here, really. Are you excited?
I mean, I'm straight.
Oh, hi, friend. Okay, we got to break down. There's some elements in this photo immediately that need to get broken down. First of all, is that like a Los Angeles Raiders like football logo in the upper left-hand corner? What is that? Like the sports team?
You know what? It might be. I don't think they're.
I'm going to say yes.
I also see some various
I see an
Amazon packages.
Is he pre? Is that pre?
Is he? Does he work in like the U.S. Postal Center? Because
Could be a cumless weirdo.
right, like because I see like a bunch of unopened mail and then like blue.
This is the new way
pants.
people go postal.
Is this the mailman?
The mailman on his lunch break.
Well, he has to shave or at
He
least
definitely-
trim. I'm a big trim guy. I don't shave, but he's
Yeah.
got to trim. Because when you have a small dick, you should trim.
It's
Yeah.
it's
No,
a lush.
give it
it's a
every-
mess down there.
You got to give it every inch you possibly can.
yeah.
Also, when you have a, we'll say, tiny dick, the perception, if you lost some of this hair, it would look a
Yeah.
little
It'll
bigger.
look
It would
better,
it would do him a little bit of a favor.
For context, his penis is the same size as his thumb.
It's not the smallest one we've seen.
It's true.
So we'll give you that, buddy. We'll give you that.
And it's very like, what is going on?
The jeans are a problem.
The jeans.
We'll say the jeans are a problem.
Are those
problem. They're
Jenko
not-
jeans? They
they're
look like very mid 90s.
Yeah,
jeans.
they're not good.
Yeah, they don't look very clean. But like,
No.
look at the head of his. Like something weird is going on there. It's like purple, and then it's not purple.
I'm more
and then
looking
it
at
is
a very
purple.
long thumbnail.
And then
There's
and there
his
is an
nail.
extra long thumbnail.
Is that pre-cum? I still can't tell.
I think that is pre-cum.
Well, he was excited.
I think he was
I mean,
very
that-
excited.
he gets points for that.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
You
You're
get
right.
points for that, right?
Well, like, but
There's so much hair.
What if it was a dick you liked? Would you want to see pre-cum or no?
yeah, I guess I would. I guess I would.
He gets points.
God,
Boom. All right.
Your Honor.
So it's not the smallest dick, and he has some pre-cum. So
Okay.
far, this young man is not failing completely.
It's true.
We're mostly just offended with everything else in the photo
The hair
and the
is-
lush,
it's really-
the lush bush.
The lush
jack
bush,
off
but
with
it
your
is
pants
a
on?
small. It's a small penis. I have to give him credit that it's
Who
hard,
jacks off with their pants on?
right?
That's a crime.
Yeah.
It's
It's lazy.
That's weird.
It's a lazy.
I gotta
dick
a lazy
pic.
I gotta
jack off.
spread the legs, point the toes.
It's lazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is some pre-cum, and then but like the top of it is really just like, I don't.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
I feel like I'm
You're
looking.
giving it a 5.
I'm giving it a 5.
That's generous, Flesh.
That is very generous.
Listen, if I had that dick, I wouldn't take a photo of it. So he gets to
His
the dick.
confidence.
The dick itself is a 3 because he was down to take a photo of it and submit it to this. 5.
Okay.
Confidence takes a long
You're
way.
giving him.
You're a generous man.
You're a generous
Yeah.
man. But doesn't it look like he has some kind of infection at the top?
Oh, he definitely
like
has
is that
an infection.
ringworm?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what
yeah,
is that?
Yeah.
It looks like more of a
Like he
circumcision
should-
gone wrong, if I'm being honest.
He
It
should
would
get
be a
it
10,
checked
but he
out.
has an infection.
He
so it's
has an infection. Like something is wrong. Or like I think maybe it's because he's like jerked off like too much and he's rubbed it like raw.
or not enough.
Anyway.
Well, we do have a special guest that wanted to weigh in
yeah,
on
special
this.
guest. So Ian Fidance.
Yes.
Oh, I
I'm
recognize
so
him.
rude. Ian Fidance and Jordan Jensen.
He's got a mustache, too.
Yeah,
Fucking right.
it's true. This is
He's
coming for
open
you.
chest.
Jordan is
mustache.
actually
Glasses. He's coming
Let's
for you.
go.
Jordan's like
I like this
my
guy.
favorite
All right, let's hear
comedian.
what he has.
Okay, let's see.
Hey, what's up? This is Ian, and this is Jordan. And we're filling in for Joanna Angel today, rating your dick. And I gotta tell you,
Little tiny one with weird two double heads.
yeah, it's weird. Your dick needs to see a doctor because it's depressing.
Although some people like the rib thing, and yours has that because you're a mutant.
Yeah, the only package I see in that picture is the cardboard box in the corner. And maybe you should use your long nails before you trim them to cut those fucking pubes, because that's disgusting too.
Really gross. The legs straight out shot, really brutal.
Yeah, and it looks like you just got done working a 12-hour shift at Walmart with those fucking dirty jeans.
It looks like your legs don't work and you're atrophying, and so is your dick.
Yeah, and also, how is your pubes like dark but light at the same time?
Yeah, your room was also a Halo 2 basement looking thing. Not good.
It just looks so sad, and what's even sadder about it is that you have like pre-cum coming out, so it looks like your dick is crying. What would you rate it, Jordan? Yeah, definitely. I mean,
0.
0. Yeah. No, I mean, maybe you should just chop that thing off and call it a day and be trans.
Ian, don't chop it off. It's not a 0. It's a point.
It's not a 0. I wouldn't suck it, but it's I mean, it's a good
will say-
size. It's thick.
Yeah, it's thick. I will say it's thick. If it was a, you're not. I love how he's not. It is a good size, right? Isn't
It's
it?
ugly though. It's a
I think that I need to see it in better lighting. That was a really good.
yeah. Get a ring cam or a desk light. I mean,
No, like, just go buy some natural.
sorry, we're sitting next to each other.
Just go buy some natural light and take a picture and then resend it.
Yeah, and clean it up, trim it up. Well, you're sending this to a porn star. What's the matter with you? Have some fucking standards for yourself.
That's true.
Yep, that's about
Don't kill
it.
yourself. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah, no, it's a fine joke. It's honestly, man.
We're joking around. I would put it in my butt. I wouldn't put it in my vagina, but I put it in my butt.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it.
you go, Ian and Jordan. And I just went on Ian's podcast and I rated his dick.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I did. He showed me a picture of it, and I had to say, I was like, it was a pretty nice dick.
Yeah, he's got a mustache.
It was, yeah.
They're synonymous.
Yeah, it was the whole thing where he kept talking about his dick, and then Jordan and the other comedian.
Are they
on the
together
show.
or friends?
They're friends. You know what? They're like two friends where they're like, oh no, we could never be together, but
They fuck.
you know,
Yeah, they got good
They say they
chemistry.
don't. You know, you can
everyone
listen to
says
their
they
show.
don't.
I was like, felt like I was in the room with a
officially
couple.
calling them out. They fuck, and they should do an OnlyFans, and I want to watch.
It's true. They should. They should. But instead they have a Netflix special. So I guess
What do you mean? I have a movie on Netflix.
exactly.
What
yeah.
do you mean?
They're-
What's the problem?
You know, maybe they can go. They can take a cue from you.
Call me. I'll set you guys
But
up.
anyway, thank you, Ian and Jordan, for taking time out of your busy schedules to look at a gross penis with a hairy, gross, pre-cummed.
Can I ask how
penis.
much he paid for this treatment?
You know, I can't share confidential.
But wouldn't that be humiliating if it was a lot?
What is it? It's true.
Right?
It
I
would
mean, he
be
paid for
amazing.
the pleasure.
paid for this.
He paid for this.
He paid for it. But anyway, I'm going to give him.
Humiliation is another category.
It's true.
Also costs extra.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
But I'm going
Broke
to give
and
him.
your dick saw.
Yeah, I'm going to give him. I mean, I'm going to give him a -5.
We can go
-5.
negative?
We can go negative.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's better than the
Yeah,
last
you gave him
one.
a 5. I mean, yeah, that is better than
It's
the
hard.
last
You
one.
gave the last one like a negative
Yeah.
million or
Hold
something.
on.
Sure,
His dick's
dick.
hard.
His dick is hard. You're right.
That's already got to be a 2.
I know.
It's true because
I know.
most
You're
of the
right.
time that they send them in, it's not.
Of
hard.
course.
It's embarrassing.
So hold on. To go negative on a hard dick that functions.
I know. You're right. Okay.
You might be going a little tough on the
Am I
guy.
being tough? There's something really offensive
2.
about the picture.
What
it's
about
just
2?
it's offensive.
Because we were, I
I'll
was
give it a
at
2.
I was at 2,
I'll
but
give
then I
it a
said
2.
confidence put it to a 5.
He's got socks on.
See, my problem is the dick
That's
itself
true.
is not the worst dick in the world. But
The infection.
everything,
I can't
That's
get
right.
over the
everything
infection.
around it's
The
pre-cum.
infection. No, there's something
Yeah,
up top
it's
there.
gangrene.
You mean
It's no big deal.
you
4
mean
pills and it's
pre-cum
gone.
isn't supposed to be like yellow and green?
It's
not supposed to be
I'm
neon?
Sticking, I've been doing this for a long time, Mr. Mechanic.
Okay.
I am,
I'm new, so I'm listening.
I'm in the AVN Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I'm sticking with my -2.
Okay.
Okay. I understand
okay.
that you're,
So if it's but how deep can it go in the negatives? If
I mean,
it's
I
like
guess-
flaccid, with-
Endless.
Okay,
It's
okay,
endless,
okay.
yeah,
Then
it's
if
endless,
we have
yeah.
that, that's fine.
you're gonna demand a recount.
I'm glad that we're really doing the Lord's work here for the people.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what would that guy's day be without this?
I know. Should we look at some news because we really are very topical here.
Current
And we
events?
We're current sex events. Did you have any news for us, Brian?
Well, I don't have. We didn't grab any good news stories this week.
Do we have any
okay.
questions?
Oh, questions.
say, yeah.
You want a question? All right, let's get a
Twitter.
question from. Twitter question. That's what I forgot.
Well,
yes.
the-
Let's go to Twitter. Did you look on my Twitter? I can look on my feed.
I think I'm looking at all the Twitters.
all the Twitters. All right. Let's see.
We have a question
Who
here
had a question for Flesh Mechanic?
from the Kurt Fatwood identity. He asks, "How do you deal with life's curveballs?" But I feel like you covered that.
Yeah, we kind of covered that.
How do you
Yeah.
deal with life's
God.
curveballs?
Keep life's curveballs. Keep your morals at the forefront, and everything else is secondary.
And trim your pubes.
People
Trim your
really
pubes.
talk to men
Don't
so
wear
differently
acid wash jeans
than women.
anymore, unless you're really fucking cool.
And we got another one here from Nope. It says, what are the favorite types of messages you like to receive on OnlyFans? And what is the percentage breakdown of fans? MILFs, wives, single people, men.
Oh, yeah, are your fans men, women?
My fans are mostly women.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that was something that I tried to pay attention to as much as possible because you can see a username. I also have a lot of fans that are other creators, which I didn't really think was a thing at all.
And they pay for your
Fuck yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
they're the first ones to tip and buy video, and so that's just super cool. I get a lot of MILF fans.
Older.
Single MILFs or unhappy marriage MILFs that will talk about how, I can't believe I'm paying for porn, and if my husband found out. So who knows if it's them playing into that or if it's actually real. I have no idea. Don't care. I'm happy. I think it's cool. I'll pretend it's real all day. I hope it is.
Do you do DMs? Do you
Yeah. I'm not I'm very realistic with my OnlyFans. if you're DMing me all day, every day, I'm going to respond as much as possible, but I don't live on my phone.
Right,
so
yeah.
I live in the real world as much as possible. So I'm going to jump on there. I'm going to respond. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to respond to messages. If you have a question, I'll respond. But I'm not there to like talk.
Right.
I'll probably, I respond when I'm on. So
I also have primarily female fans.
Yeah,
A little bit of everything, but
Yeah,
if
of
the
course.
bulk of it
Yeah.
is cis women.
good.
Which is cool because I love women.
Right, me too.
I mean,
I get very excited when I have a female fan. It doesn't happen very often.
you have female fans, but they're not.
They're not paying for porn. Yeah.
They're fans of
They're
you.
more like, yes, queen on Instagram,
yeah,
which
yeah.
I love those. Thank you. I love all my followers, that say nice comments and stuff like that. But yeah, they're not the ones in my DMs. My DMs on Instagram and my messages on Instagram and my messages on OnlyFans are very different.
Yeah.
One's like, yes, queen.
What's your
and one's
Instagram
like,
DMs like? I let my friends go through my message request one day, and we were like crying, laughing for like a solid hour. So I can only imagine what yours are looking like.
It's usually, I get a lot of women who will just recklessly send me their address.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
their phone number, and they'll say, if you're ever in Kansas or wherever they
Pensacola,
live,
Florida.
yeah, like you could totally come over.
they don't
and fuck
even
me.
just say that. They're not like, if you're ever in Kansas, they're like, here's my number. Will fly you to Kansas right now. Why don't you leave your your ugly wife and get over here?
Sometimes they talk shit on
Yes.
Joanna a
Yeah,
little bit.
like
fine.
that's
I don't
gonna
care.
help. Like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm so.
I'm so much.
Let me just
happier
stop
to
what
have
I'm doing and fly to freaking Pensacola.
Let's talk shit about her together.
I found someone I can finally vent to. I don't care. I think it's funny. Yeah.
What can you? If I was to say the weirdest DM you've ever got?
Oh Lord.
A lot of women will send me their extremely twisted fantasies
Yeah.
of what they would like.
Yeah.
And I think I've even mentioned it before.
You never get weird DMs.
Well,
Your DMs are really
how
normal.
would you know?
I mean,
You're not in them.
I'm not in them, but you've
So
never been like,
this
oh,
one-
the craziest thing happened today.
Well, I don't.
With it.
Well, because
I also live in the real world, so I might for like my own entertainment
Yeah.
purposes will sometimes look at all the DMs, but I don't respond.
Yeah,
and
fair.
I don't. It's just I'm just killing time usually.
Yep.
So sitting at the airport waiting for the flight, check the DMs, and like a girl will be like, "Hey, Daddy, it's my fantasy to have you drive me out into the woods, tie me to a tree, like viciously fuck my ass, cut me, throw me in the trunk of your car, and then like drive into a lake and
How
kill
was it?
me." And I'm just sitting here reading this like,
Oh, you didn't go do it?
no, that was a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
But so it's either like I love you,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, or it's like
Opposite way.
slit my throat, Daddy, and drink my blood.
Yeah,
And both are hot, but
in their own way.
on paper. But no, I'm kind of a romantic.
Wait, so what was the actual weirdest one?
just
you
said it.
think? Oh, that specific one about the
I mean, it's the one that
lake?
came to
That's
my mind.
pretty damn
Oh, okay.
weird.
The lake and then
That's pretty damn weird.
I mean,
we could have-
she literally asked for me to kill her. That's
Consent is important.
that's not normal.
Consent is important.
Young lady, wherever you are, you need to get some therapy.
Yeah.
Or a fellow consenting adult to kill.
Yeah, or someone who's gonna
Yeah.
do
No.
all
No.
that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, don't kill each other.
I guess I didn't think that was that weird.
Well, Joanna, it's
Joanna's like, I sent a
normal.
message similar to that
because
yesterday.
Joanna's DMs are weird with a capital W.
Yeah, your turn. Give me the weird.
I mean,
what came to mind?
okay, are we talking about like on Instagram? or
Either
like
one.
on
No,
just what came-
OnlyFans?
what came
I
to
mean,
mind.
do we want? I mean, I could go into this.
Just hit us with a good one.
Yeah, what came to mind first?
You want to hear the story of AJ?
Yes, we do.
You want to hear the story?
Yes.
Okay. The weirdest DM. I mean, I'm going to say DM / custom video.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'll try to sum it up. DM / custom video. Okay, a guy messaged me, and he was in the military, and it was his fantasy.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, he was in the military. He actually would send me dick pics all the time to do dick ratings, and his dick was was huge. Like I'd always give him 10s. Like it was a very
10.
Yeah, he had a very big penis, like a nice rock hard body. He was in the military, so I'd always be like in his tent with like jerking off with my fleshlight and stuff like that. So it was hot, you know. He would send me
Contraband fleshlight.
and then anyway, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, like I wish you could like come here and break me out of the military." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I wish I could," you know. And then one day I get this like very detailed like custom video request, you know. I charge by the minute for these custom videos, and it was very lengthy. Anyway, so to sum up what the custom video was, because the custom video was his fantasy. Basically, his fantasy was for me. Basically, I saw his dick. Okay, I see the dick. All right, that's how it starts, which happened. I give it a 10, but then I figure out where he is, and I go break into the military base. Okay.
Easy.
And I jump over the fence.
We've all done that once or twice.
Break into the military base and I find him and I look for, I find him and then I open up the tent and I'm like, where's AJ? Where's AJ? I find him and I'm just like, I need your dick. I need your dick. Okay. In this fantasy. Okay. And I'm like, I need you. And then he's like, oh, like, be careful, Joanna. Like, I'm going to get in trouble if anybody finds you here. And I'm like, I don't care. And then I hop onto his dick. This is part of the fantasy. So I hop onto his dick and I'm riding him. And, you know, there's actually descriptions of how we fuck in the fantasy. So it was like, you know, oh, it's doggy for 2 minutes. It's blowjob for he like broke it down, a whole porn scene. Anyway, but in the end, like I'm riding him and then he's like, oh, you should get off me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get. And then anyway, I'm just like, no. And I specifically say, I want you to breed me. That's what I say. Okay. And in the fantasy. And then he comes inside of me because I don't, he tries to push me off, but I won't get off because I want him to come inside me because I want to have his baby. Anyway, then I take him away. I take him and we leave and he escapes the military and he comes home with me. He tries to stay, but he has no say in it. So I guess it's part of his fantasy to be like non-consensually dragged.
Sex toy.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then I take him home. Fast forward, it's months later. I'm pregnant with his baby. And then since I'm pregnant, I can't go to work anymore and I work as a famous porn star. So what I have to do in this time is I invite my friends over to have sex with him and I sit on the couch and I direct him having sex with my friends. He listed which friends specifically were going to come over. And so they come over, I direct him, I teach him how to be a porn star. And then this fantasy ends with me driving him. I make him a sandwich, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
He went down to the details.
I put it in a bag, like a lunch bag.
Actually sounds somewhat wholesome.
Yeah, it is actually at the and then like I take him to work and I drop him off and I'm like, all right, AJ, I need you to do this for the family. And and I filmed this entire custom video. Aaron helped me film the video. It was over COVID. We bought a tent.
So you made like a fucking movie.
Yeah, we made like a movie. We made a
Something
movie. Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and we used like a squirting dildo,
so you didn't stunt cock?
No, because that's not. No.
He didn't want another man.
He did not want another man. Because I did ask him that. I was like, hey, this would be easier if I could use someone in the video. And he's like, no. No, I actually thought me and AJ were going to break up after I said that. I was like, there's no other men in my life, AJ. There's no other men in my life. I'm so sorry. I'll get to work. Only you and dildos.
Is this like
That's
Fiverr where he like requested revisions?
What?
Like you shot it and then he was like,
no, I mean, there was only so much I can do.
Like,
yeah.
This won't.
I mean, I told him it was going to be difficult. I was going to need, but Aaron helped me do it. It was kind of exciting because we shot it at night. I had like a flashlight. This was when we lived in Los Angeles. I had a backyard and we were with a flashlight in the backyard. And I was like, AJ, are you here? Where are you? I need your dick. I was really getting into it. I was actually.
You were.
And in the end of the day, all he really wanted was a family.
And that's your weird story.
I mean,
not bad.
It's not that. No, I guess it was very specific. I've actually had much weirder ones than that. I think that was the most like intricate, specific fantasy. I have had much weirder.
What's the most interesting DM you've gotten flesh that you can recall?
I actually told you guys couple reached out to me on FetLife.
Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah, they wanted me to, what's the word? Surrogate? No, is that
no, the surrogate would be for the mom.
mother.
Yeah.
What's the word for the guy?
I don't know.
It's the sperm donor, maybe?
Yeah, they want you to be a sperm
He
donor.
wanted me to actually have sex with her. It
Yeah,
wasn't
wanted
like a
you
sperm
to
thing.
fuck. Yeah, they
So
wanted.
they offered me $8,000. They proved that this was not a joke. They said $8,000 will fly you to wherever the fuck, Pennsylvania. You'll stay for a week while my wife is ovulating. You are going to cream pie her multiple times a day. No video, no nothing. Husband won't be around. It's going to be a total.
And you'll sign papers.
Yep,
you know, that
yep.
you're not,
They said the comparison for them is what they respect on Earth is like a sexual athlete.
Okay.
And I had brought up the fact, I'm like, I understand people try and want NBA babies and
Yeah.
and they said that's cool.
I mean,
but
you
we
don't.
want
When you think about it, you don't get to see their sperm donor and how they fuck. You know,
Exactly.
so this
and
is
they
like.
said in their world, guys that are whatever, they said like alpha fuck dog, whatever. They're like, that's what they want. Their
Alpha fuck dog.
yeah, they're like, that's what they want to have their
I love it.
Peeing everywhere.
because
I think that's very, very sexy.
the dad, the man of the couple could not
Right.
produce.
Couldn't deliver,
in
yeah.
we didn't go into details of that. He just said, so you're going to come, you're going to do your thing for a week. They offered me $8,000. I said no. Because I think there was a part of me that I feel like if I had a kid, just that knowledge of that might mess me up a little bit. And I might want to make sure the kid, and also I
Right.
kind of looked at it as like, if these people are on FetLife looking for a sperm donor, maybe not the best parents to be, you know what I mean? Like I could see both sides. Maybe,
Right.
you know, I don't want
Or
them
like-
to be
Like there's a part of it that's really hot,
them
but then like
se- yeah,
then
yeah,
it's like,
when
but a human
real
is going
world
to
and we're
be
talking
born.
like,
Yeah.
the kid's growing
And like
up. and
20 years later, when you're on your farm in Canada,
Yeah.
old, like your mustache has silver in it, your fucking glasses are real because you can't
Yeah,
see anymore.
that's right.
You get a knock on the door and it's like, hey, Dad.
Yeah,
That's,
a mini flesh.
is that something you're prepared for?
no?
People
Yeah.
get
No.
sperm donors, and you know
True.
they just don't usually get to fuck the sperm donor.
Yeah,
There should
true.
be maybe that's something down the line. You know, you could start a service where you know people
Would be pretty funny.
You and a bunch of other handsome men can actually be sperm donors, but you get to have sex with them. You know,
You know,
There might be a business there. Might be a business there, friend.
you know,
the flesh and the flesh hands.
right?
And get flesh-handed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that took the cake. I said no to 8,000. They offered me 12, and then I just flat out said no. I
Right,
said,
yeah,
I'm not
you
going to
said,
do
yeah,
it. I
I'm
said,
not gonna
I
do it.
like
It's not about the money.
I thought it's cool. It's a nice compliment, but really, because they were like, "We're serious. Like, what
Right,
airport do
yeah.
you fly?" And I was like,
Real
"Oh,
deal.
fuck!"
Yeah.
Like at first, I kind of
Like it was hot to talk about it
Yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah.
Then when
I
they start
thought it was
talking about
more
airlines,
fantasy
it's
and-
Are these people Canadian?
No,
Florida, right?
no, I don't.
I just hear, this just screams Florida
That's
to me.
hilarious. No, I think it was like Pennsylvania or something. Just like,
It's not. I don't think it's
just
that weird of a request.
I do to want your
It's-
child to be performative sexually. I think is
It's-
strange.
But you're not the dad. You're
No,
just-
but the
you're just a sperm donor.
motivation
Yeah,
behind
like why would you want
why.
your kid to fuck good? Like that's weird.
Okay, yeah, I get that part is. I guess I
Yeah.
was blocking that. I'm just
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, they need a sperm donor, and you know,
Yeah.
that's like fun for the woman.
Yeah, I
to-
also have like a long history of like mental illness in my family. And I was
Right,
like,
right,
you don't
yeah,
want me.
yeah,
Like,
you don't want
it skipped me.
You're like, just go to the. go
But
to
yeah,
the-
dad was sick, so I'm like, what are my maybe my kids are?
You're
here.
like,
I
this
don't
will stop with
You're
me.
right.
Yeah, he's so
This
cool.
ends here.
Yeah, like it would have been hot if this was like a sexual thing, but it wasn't real. You know,
Like
theory-
role playing.
In
Yeah.
theory, for me to like
Yeah.
show up in the idea of breeding is hot, but then when
right?
the
Yeah,
breed has been bred,
yeah. The breed, it's a person that's gonna.
yeah, then
That's gonna come out
Yeah,
at
and
some-
I have the same. Like
exactly.
I think cream pies are hot, but then when we're actually like, oh wait, you know, it's fun to talk about, and then we're like, wait, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm also not snipped, so I
Right.
got to be extra careful.
Gotta be
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Is it haiku
I
time?
think it's haiku time. So we're gonna make a haiku. We're gonna write. I always say make a haiku. Like
Well, you're going to create.
we're gonna write
Create.
a haiku.
575.
575, and it just just about like what you learned today. Any
So-
experience you felt, any emotions you had today.
I think I want to start it off,
Okay.
and then we'll go down with you, and then you
So
can
575.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm going mustache, open chest.
Okay. Mustache, open chest. None of my shirts have buttons. It matched with 7.
Ooh. So this is a flesh mechanic haiku.
Yeah, this is really just all about the flesh mechanic.
Was that 7 you got?
Yeah.
None of my shirts have buttons. 7.
Okay, what was the first one?
Mustache, open chest.
None of my shirts have buttons. I'm here for the ride.
Ooh, that's slick. That's
very
slick. Another one.
Another one. Well,
That's a nice tidy haiku, if I do say so. So
Should that be the tattoo?
mustache, open chest.
that should be the tattoo.
I told Joanna if she shot with me, I'd get a tattoo.
Yeah. And then the
just
joke.
any tattoo?
Well, I was going to get angel wings.
Oh,
Because,
and I could
right?
get like a little.
That's what I thought that would be cool to do. Like yeah. Or we could both do the same.
Yeah.
What if you
We could
got
do
a
the-
wrench with
Made of
angel
wings.
wings, or like combine the two?
God.
That's kind of cute, right?
That's cute.
If you get a design, I will get a tattoo on my
Okay,
body for the rest
let's
of my
do
life.
it. Next trip.
Deal.
Next trip. Let's get a tattoo.
Deal.
The friends that tattoo
You
and
want
fuck
one
together
too?
stay
Are
together.
you gonna get one too?
I got room somewhere.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll squeeze it in.
Do you have room anywhere?
I got like my ass
find it.
cheek probably is.
I think a wrench with angel wings is pretty cool.
I like it.
A little bit of pre-cum coming out of the rim.
Yeah.
Just a little though.
I like. Wait, I'd say cum shot, not pre-cum. Come
Hang
on.
on. Come shot.
Yeah,
full
it's
cum
true.
shot.
You're right.
And
all right.
I hope
So I'll
so.
get.
Not-
I have an artist. I'll get him on it. See what he can do.
Okay.
Just be like, yo, bro, I need an ejaculating wrench with angel wings stat. He's
He might already have one drawn up.
like, bro, I got you. It's on the wall right here.
Right.
Fuck yeah. Well, this
Well,
has
this
been
was-
another informative
Yeah, this was very informative.
Uplifting
This was the serious episode.
episode.
This is a very serious.
Thank you,
episode.
Flesh,
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
What do you mean?
Thank you.
Where can we find you online?
You can go to thefleshmechanic.com, which will take you to my link tree, which takes you to all the fun places. I'm on Pornhub, ManyVids, OnlyFans, and I am in your grandmother's nightmares because she used to like my Christmas movies, and then she came across my porn.
Yeah, right. Grandma's rubbing one out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Grandma's got to get it too. You know.
Well, you can find me online, Twitter, Instagram at @thesmallhands_. You can find me on onlyfans.com/smallhands.
And I am onlyfans.com/Joanna Angel at Joanna Angel on Instagram and Twitter, Joanna Angel X on TikTok, and listen to this podcast.
Listen to this podcast.
Just the tips.
Just the tips.
Just the tips. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cheers.
Shout out to Liquid Death.
Boom, boom, boom.
Thank you.
Catch you on the next one.
Yeah.